Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Gate City Game Night. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane and Joel Richardson. And, well, here we are, the 66th annual Black and Blue Bowl from Highland's Iron Horse Stadium. And we just lost connection again. Oh, this is getting frustrating.
Echo Hawk on the carry. Hit first.
Up the middle is going to be.
Second down.
It's going to be tough.
That one guy who was here, could he help us out?
He's working now. He is.
I'm pretty sure he's the PA.
Yeah.
Brian Glenn. Hunter May, touchdown.
Quarterback sweeper by number 23, Hunter May, for a Thunder touchdown.
It's Gate City Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Bainey, Sean Kane, Joel Richardson with you from Iron Horse Stadium, the 66th annual Black and Blue Bowl. And our tech equipment's a little black and blue. Not quite ready for the 66th installment of this rivalry series. What's happened? Well, we are at the 6:05 mark of the opening quarter, and we truly apologize for the technical problems we've had this evening. No technical problems for the Pocatello Thunder. They force a 3-and-out on their opening possession defensively. Riken Echohawk rips off about a 65-yard run to get him inside the 20. And from there, Hunter May on a quarterback keeper takes it in for a 7-0 Pocatello lead. All right, so while we have a moment, Pocatello will be kicking off to Highland here following the opening touchdown of the game. This is an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Gate City Game Night, presented by Lookout Credit Union. Tonight's game is also sponsored by Valley Office Systems and Portneuf Medical, along with our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. So here we go, Sean. 66th annual Black and Blue Bowl. Highland leads the all-time series 51-14. They come in on an 11-game winning streak. Last time Pocatello won was 2010, and yet it's the Thunder that are up 7-0.
Yeah, definitely the Thunder have come out firing on all cylinders tonight.
A line drive kick taken on a hop, and on the return was Jet Richards for Highland. And so now here come the Rams for the second time tonight. They've already gone 3-and-out on their opening drive. And the big story with the Highland offense tonight is the return of Jackson Riddle. He was projected to be Highland's starting running back during fall camp, suffered a collarbone injury, missed the first 3 games of the year. And in that time, Highland had to borrow a couple of defensive players, Kai Callan and Mason Fulmer, and now Jackson Riddle back in tonight, and it's Riddle on the carry, picking up the first down, spinning like a top all the way out to the 45-yard line of the Thunder, and that is a dynamic that this Highland offense has been missing.
Yeah, and Riddle is he has speed. He can go super fast, and once he gets going, it's hard to slow him down. I remember last year he got in a few times, and he is a very fast running back for the Rams.
So it is a holding call, though, on that far side against Highland. You know, it's to the point now where if there's a big run, I'm wincing, looking. I'm like, is there a flag? Is there a flag? We've seen it so often. Highland's going to move it back. The other key with this Highland team, Sean, is they started 0-2. They lost to Layton, Utah, which was the best team I saw at the Rocky Mountain Rumble. Then they lost to Skyline in a back-and-forth affair, defending 4A champs 2 times. That's not a bad loss either. It was the first time they started 0-2, though, since 2016.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You'd never even think you'd hear about Highland starting 0-2, but they're looking to get back on track tonight against the in-city rival.
And now that pass incomplete. So instead of 1st and 10 at the 45, we're looking at 2nd down and 4. Ball back at the Highland 49-yard line.
Brings up 2nd down for the Rams.
And
again, we're at the 5:26 mark of the opening quarter, 7-0 Pocatello lead. Go ahead, Sean.
oh yeah, and the thing we're going to see on display here is what we saw last week with the Pocatello Thunder is their defense is fast and gets in there, and Highland's going to have to make some quick decisions as the linebackers of Pocatello are very quick.
So 2nd and 4, it's going to be a sweep play. Drew Hymas, the quarterback, will keep it. Ridden out of bounds. A penalty flag comes out late. They'll get Devin Rodriguez for a little extra contact out of bounds, as that's a little 9-on-9 crime. Hymas, number 9 for Highland. Rodriguez, number 9 for the Thunder.
And they'll probably be going after each other all night long. Well, mostly number 9 on Thunder will be going after number 9 of Highland, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes. So we talked about, Sean, last week. Pocatello came out and defeated Twin Falls 27-7, and you know, a lot of people thought the story was Riken Echo Hawk, 156 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. But you were most impressed with that defense. We used the words fast and fearless I don't know how many times last week.
Yeah, and, you know, they held Twin Falls to 0 points through the last 3 quarters of the game, so that was really key.
Handoff on 1st down right up the middle. That's Riddle, and that rhymes. Riddle up the middle.
And I think having Riddle back for Highland is just going to make their offense very dynamic, a little more than they've had in the past couple weeks.
So 2nd down and 5 now for the Rams. We are at the 4:56 mark of the opening quarter of action. Hymas will hand off. This is Riddle again up the middle. Riddle into the end zone for the Highland touchdown, his first of the 2022 season.
Yeah, you can just tell the Highland fans are super excited to have him back, and so are his teammates.
You know, I was talking to one of their coaches before the game, Highland, and talking about, hey, it's great that Jackson Riddle's back because, you know, he told me, yeah, he practiced all week and we're going to let him run tonight. And I said, you can give Mason Fulmer back to the defense finally because he's an all-state linebacker. He'd kind of been moonlighting at running back. And the coach I talked to said, you know, we might still bring him in on the goal line occasionally. So don't rule out, you know, don't say Fulmer's completely done with the offense. Point after kick is through. We're tied at 7-all as Pocatello now will receive the kickoff. And so Highland started 0-2, Sean. We talked about first time since 2016. That just doesn't happen a lot at Highland. They've got a new first-year head coach in Nick Sorrell. And Highland finally got off the schneid last week in a 28-0 win over Century in their other crosstown rivalry matchup. That was only a 7-0 game at halftime, and then Kai Callan took the second half kickoff back for a touchdown. He is such a high-impact player. He plays cornerback for the Rams. He'll play kind of a slot back, running back, receiver position, and he's dynamic in the return game. He really is a true threat.
Yeah, and he took 25 carries too, or he's had 25 carries over the season with 105 yards. So, you know, you might see him in the running back spot too as well, because he's another just, you kind of put him out there, he's gonna come up with something.
Number 3, Drew Hale. Number 5, Cutter Scoopy back to receive for the Thunder. Jameson Francis set to kick. Returned by Cutter Scoopy by Spencer Parrish.
And that looked like Colton George in there, laying down some boom on that defensive tackle on the kickoff return.
How do I not have internet?
Echo Hawk on the carry. Good retained on the end by number 12, Gunnar Wilhelm.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
Hunter May on the keeper.
Oh, he's
Back on Gate City Game Night, IdahoSports.com, tied at 7-all with 3:38 to play here in our opening quarter of action. And be patient with us tonight, folks. We're at the whim of technology. There's a lot of people here at Iron Horse Stadium, obviously, for the 66th annual Black and Blue Bowl between Pocatello and Highland. And we are at the whims of a cell phone network that rhymes with Verizon. So... Oh, this is getting frustrating.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
So tied at
Fake right, except the punt. Rich Barella on the return. Run out of bounds by Parker Appleton and Cash Stuckey.
So Pocatello has to punt to Highland with 2:55 to play, opening quarter of action. We are tied at 7-all. A short touchdown run by Pocatello quarterback Hunter May was the Thunder's score to go up 7-0. And then Highland tied it on about a 15-yard touchdown run from Jackson Riddle. So a couple of rushing scores, and we're tied at 7-all. It's now Highland football, 1st and 10, and the play blown dead before it can start. Looks like it might be a false start, huh, Sean?
Yeah, false start on Highland. Jumped a little bit, and it was a nice job by Highland's defense to get a 3 and out there to kind of stop the pokey momentum and get the Highland offense back on the field. But those procedural penalties are they'll just kind of catch up on you, you know, and now you're starting a little farther back.
So 1st and 15, short throw for a gain of about 3. On the reception was Kai Reno, the tight end. So Reno makes the grab and doesn't quite make it to Reno. He gets up to the 50, though, and it's going to be 2nd down and about 13 now for the Rams. This, again, we talked about this Pocatello defense, fast and fearless. They fly around. They come like a shot out of a cannon. And Devin Rodriguez at linebacker is the guy that really kind of leads the charge, but it's really all 11 guys on defense. 2nd and 13, Drew Hymas going for a deep ball, jump ball. It is broken up. Trying to go to Kai Callan on a deep route, and back in coverage for Pocatello that time was Jace Nalder.
And it looked like Carson Christensen was there too.
Yeah, it was a double coverage type situation.
That ball is just a little short. The Highland receiver made an adjustment, but too much white jersey in that traffic lane. And the Highland student body is just taking up a huge amount of the space here.
3rd and 14. Hymas going to take off and run, looking for somewhere to go. Instead, brought down back at his own 49-yard line. 2 Thunder in on the stop. I think the first guy in there was Andrew Millward, and then Devin Rodriguez was in there to help finish it off as well. And 4th down in Highland. What do you think, Sean? Do they punt? Do they go for it here?
They didn't go for it in the opening drive around the same spot, and I was kind of surprised, but it looks like they're going to punt.
They will line up and punt. You were talking about that Highland student section. They're definitely rowdy. I was looking for somebody to unlock the press box when I first got here tonight, and when you're looking for an official as that punt goes out of bounds around the 25-yard line, when you're looking for somebody in charge, you usually look for the guy on the golf cart, right? That's a good indicator that that's somebody who has keys that can open doors and things. And, well, when I got here tonight, the golf cart had been commandeered by some of the Highland students.
Well,
they were taking it for a spin. So
making sure it was operating at its optimal function, right? You know, we're right next to the golf course. You can see it right across there, too. So, you don't know whose golf cart that could be.
Yeah, you could see some actual golfers there on the backdrop there in their golf carts. So it is 1st and 10 for the Thunder now with 1:18 to play in our opening quarter of action. And again, the storyline for Pocatello tonight is new quarterback Dre Contreras out with a foot injury this evening. Swing passes caught by Reichen Echohawk, but immediately brought down on the play by Gunnar Wilhelm. He's Highland's leading tackler on the season, and he just displayed why. That's a loss of 5.
Yeah, Gunnar Wilhelm laid some boomstick down on the kickoff return, too. He's getting in there involved a lot tonight.
He's been a busy guy for sure. So last year, as Pocatello was coming into the Black and Blue Bowl, their starting quarterback at the time, Ryan Payne, was out with an injury, and a young sophomore named Dre Contreras had to start. This year, Dre Contreras is the starter as a junior. Well, he's now out, and they're going with another sophomore, 2nd year in a row, in Hunter May. He started Pocatello's season opener at the Rocky Mountain Rumble on just an awful day in terms of the weather. The wind was blowing so fierce that Hunter May never really had a chance. He did throw one deep touchdown to Crew Hales, but other than that, the Pocatello defense was held in check. And so we'll see Hunter May, the sophomore. We might see Tavin Williams, a freshman, at times tonight as well. Neither one of these guys wear traditional quarterback numbers, though. May is number 23. Williams, the freshman, is number 30. Penalty against the Thunder on a false start makes it now 2nd down and 20. We're inside of 15 seconds to play in our opening quarter of action. Tied at 7-all. Final play of the opening period, more than likely. May on the rollout, sticks with it, throws deep, out of bounds. Nice attempt by head coach Dave Spillett there to try and come down with the one-hander like Odell Beckham Jr., but
for May, though, that was a pretty heads-up play. He was about to get sacked for more of a loss, and he got rid of it. And for a young quarterback, I thought that was a pretty heads-up play by him to get rid of the ball.
That was because he was almost sacked, and a nice job to, when the play broke down, just get to the sideline and throw it away. And with that, there's still 3.7 seconds on the clock remaining in this first quarter. It's 3rd and 20 for the Thunder. We'll see what they uncork here in a 7-all ball game. Draw play for Reichen Echohawk. Trying to bounce to the outside. We'll get to the 20, and that's it. A big hit delivered by who else? Mason Fulmer. And that's how the first quarter will end. So after a quarter of play, Pocatello 7, Highland 7. Here on Gate City Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane. Gate City Game Night is presented by Lookout Credit Union. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Valley Office Systems and Portneuf Medical, along with our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. So, after a quarter of play, Highland 7, Pocatello 7. The offense is kind of like our technical problem, Sean. We're looking good, and we think we've got it locked in, and next thing you know, there's a hiccup or a penalty or two, and we're moving backwards.
Yeah, but kind of like our connection's gotten a little better. I think so has the Highland defense. It's kind of as this games went on, they've gotten kind of stronger, and they've really found a way to cut off the edges for Echo Hawk. And then if you let Echo Hawk get the edge like he did at the start, you're in a world of trouble.
The scoring tonight as Pocatello will punt it away here. That will be fielded at the 50. Fair caught there by
Dayton Rice.
looks like Rich Barella maybe. So the scoring tonight looked like it was a 4-yard touchdown run by Hunter May, the Pocatello quarterback, 7-0 Thunder, and then 22-yard touchdown run by Jackson Riddle for Highland. Riddle back tonight for the first time this year after he missed the first 3 games with a collarbone injury. So I know Highland is glad to have him back at that running back position, and this is Riddle on a draw play. Riddle untouched all the way to the end zone for the Highland touchdown.
On cue.
Jackson Riddle.
1 carry, 50 yards, and he's dancing in the end zone.
And just a great job by the Highland offensive line to just open up a huge hole for him to go for, and he did not waste his time and got all the way for a 50-yard touchdown. Riddle did, and wow. It's going to be tough if they're able to open up holes like that all night, Brandon.
And now it's the point after try here for Highland. It looks like it's going to be
Kick is good.
Jamison Francis with the kick, and it's through. So 14-7 Rams. And we talked about the offense for Highland this year had struggled a little bit, right? They scored 7 points at the Rocky Mountain Rumble, and that was on a pick 6 by Kai Callan. Then they lose that game to Skyline, 29-21. And last week, even in a win at Century, only 28-0, a game that was only 7-0 at halftime. I think you've seen with Riddle back, it adds a dynamic to this offense they just were missing.
Yeah. Kai Callan had pretty much been a lot of their scoring through the first few games, and now he's not had to do that. And Riddle is really, he just seems to make a world of difference for this Rams offense, which is super high-powered. As normal, Ram football, you've got usually a high-powered running back.
Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com is brought to you in part by Valley Office Systems. Valley Office Systems and Rico are your local hometown office solutions team, delivering the level of service that you expect because they're a service company above all else. Valley Office Systems and Rico want to wish all the Gate City teams best of luck. We asked them to pick which one they were going for, Highland, Pocatello. They were non-committal. They said everybody is a winner. We're just kidding, of course. And a good kickoff return out to the 22-yard line. This rivalry, at times both have been 5A schools, right? It was that way for a long time. Pocatello was a 5A school with Highland, and now over the last decade or so, 15 years maybe, Highland's been the 5A, Pocatello's been the 4A. So, for Pocatello, I feel like they always come in with less pressure because, the 5A should beat the 4A.
Yeah, and Highland's a perennial football powerhouse, right? State runners-up last year. They're always making deep playoff runs, and Pocatello had a taste of that last year, a semifinal run for themselves.
1st and 10 for the Thunder from their own 22. Handoff is to Echo Hawk, and Echo Hawk will plunge ahead for a yard. This is we've talked a lot about the Highland offense tonight, certainly, but make no mistake about it, their run to the championship last year was really fueled by their defense and certainly their special teams with Ian Hershey. So the special teams, of course, was legendary, but this defense with guys like Colton George, Mason Fulmer, Gunnar Wilhelm, Jackson Sabunma at corner. He's a great cover guy. This is a Highland defense. It's going to be tough to score against.
Yeah, just night in and night out, those guys are in there working hard.
10:59 to play before halftime. They'll sling it in the flat for Echo Hawk. Has the corner, Riken Echo Hawk steps out of bounds around the 30. And for Pocatello, that's kind of the modus operandi tonight is get the ball to Riken Echo Hawk, try to get it to him on the edge. And even though Highland's got all those great defenders, Echo Hawk's faster than a lot of them.
Yeah, if they can get him in the edge or just a little bit of space, he can make something happen. We saw that last week. Echo Hawk was able to turn plays that were probably going to be losses into some breakout runs and even some touchdowns. So get him the ball, things can happen.
So it's 3rd and 5 now for Pocatello. Ball back at their own 28-yard line. 10:50 to play here before halftime. Highland leading 14-7. May rolling out, looking for somewhere to go, and May will slip out of bounds around the 30. That's Hunter May. I almost said Dustin May. He's a pitcher for the LA Dodgers. You can tell my mind is like on baseball and the pennant chase.
Yeah, and that was almost a classic coverage sack. All the secondary really had Pocatello wrapped up, and there was just nowhere for Hunter May to go.
So Pocatello will come out to punt again. Braden Rice will punt for the Thunder. Looks like Ridge Barella back deep to return for Highland. His older brother Raymond Barella was a great slot man for the Rams for a couple of seasons. Fair catch made and caught by Ridge Barella at the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. So coming up at halftime, we'll bring you the first half stats, and I'm just going to cheat off of Greg Woods from the Idaho State Journal. He always does such a great job, but we'll bring you the first half stats. New thing this year as well, there's going to be a halftime punt, pass, and kick contest that we'll bring to you live here on IdahoSports.com. Did it for the first time at Pocatello last week. It was a lot of fun. It's all coming up at halftime of the Black and Blue Bowl 66th edition. Highland has won 11 in a row in this rivalry series, and they're up 14-7 with 10.5 to play before halftime. Run off left tackle that time by Riddle. It'll be 2nd and short now for the Rams.
Yeah, the pass and punt and kick was pretty fun last week. We thought it was a high school student, Brandon, and then it was not.
No, it was an older gentleman. He was barefoot. Which is like, good for him. Punting and kicking field goals with, no shoes on. 2nd down and 3 for the Rams. Hymas out of a shotgun. Gives to Riddle off the left side, lowering the shoulder. Penalty flag comes out at the end. On the tackle for Pocatello that time, Carson Christensen. And we await to see what the laundry is here. It's going to be holding against the Rams. Right as we're zoomed in here on that official, you get to see that really nice-looking Highland Rams logo that's painted at midfield and even the end zones. This was all just recently done. The field looks incredible here at Iron Horse Stadium. The numbers are painted in black, which I love, and the end zones are all black as well. Looks really nice, Sean.
Oh, yeah. I saw, someone had a drone out and took a overhead shot on Twitter, and I just couldn't believe how great it looked. I mean, I don't know if someone freehand that or what, but it's pretty amazing. Because that would be a big stencil.
Yeah, that's I don't have the skills to pull that off. So it's 2nd out and 9 for Pocatello now for Highland following the holding call. It's going to be a middle screen. That is caught over the middle. Big reception for Highland. That is Kai Callan on the catch. Callan takes it out at the 45-yard line of the Thunder. That is a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
And I like that. Highland's got just a bunch of different weapons now, and getting Kai Callan in there and Riddle back. It just seems like the offense is kind of clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Well, it's been this way at Highland for a really long time. They just don't play guys both ways. If you're going to be a two-way player, you have to be a really special talent, and that's what we're seeing with Kai Callan. He's only a sophomore, and he's picked up an offer already from Idaho State University. Kind of gives you an idea of what type of player he is. That's Riddle again on the carry. Actually, Hymas kept it that time, and 2nd and short here for the Rams.
And one thing the Rams always have is just a really good offensive line, and that's been on display when they've been out here on offense. So that offensive line is doing just a great job in protection and setting up that screen in the previous play. I'm just pretty impressed with how they're playing tonight.
Yeah, they've got, right away I see Bruce Nallo at left guard, 6'3", 301 pounds. It's a big dude pushing the pile to be certain. 2nd and 3. And off to the outside, this is Mason Fulmer for the first time tonight. And Fulmer gets cut down in the backfield by Cutter Stuckey. That's a loss of a couple. 3rd down and about 4 now for Highland.
And then, if you're a Pocatello defense, the Highland's going to keep you honest with all those different kind of looks they have at the running back too.
Well, and that's the thing is it's not, there's been some years where Rams fans will remember Caleb DeMusio where he carried the ball 40 times, in one game and earned them the win. That's not this Highland team. They've got, 6, 7, 8 different guys they can all lean on, including this guy, Callan on the pitch out. Kai Callan still going, staying in bounds. And that's actually a Ridge Barella, beg your pardon. So Barella is able to take it out of bounds around the 24-yard line. See, they've got so many weapons, I have a hard time keeping track of all of them.
Barella does kind of have the same body shape as Callan out there, so I do get, or I get where you're going with that.
Yes, Kai Callan is 5'8", 153. Ridge Barella is 5'8", 135. So they're identical height. Callan a little more weight on him, but and then the 0 and 3 are very similar looking numbers as well. All in all, though, a great run by Ridge Barella on the pitch out that time. 7:38 to play before halftime. Highland up 14-7 and threatening here. 1st and 10 from the Thunder 24. Hymas under center this time. Gives to Riddle. Penalty flag. Riddle will take it into the end zone, but it's coming back on a hold.
Well, Riddle has answered the riddle on sneaking through the pokey defensive line, but I think this might come back.
Highland fans don't like it. And again, Iron Horse Stadium is packed tonight. There is not an empty seat in the house for the Black and Blue Bowl. This is the first home game of the year for Highland as well. They were at Madison for the Rocky Mountain Rumble, then they were at Ravston Stadium for Skyline, and then they were across town at Century last Friday. So the first home opener for the Rams. That's a big penalty. That's going to make it 1st and 23 now for Highland with the ball back at the Pocatello 43-yard line. They've got to get all the way to the 15 for the first down.
That's about Highland's 3rd holding call of this half so far, too.
There's been a lot of them for sure. So 1st and forever. The quick hitter caught by Mason Fulmer at the 35-yard line. Fulmer will take it up to the 30. So not bad there on 1st and 23. They're able to pick up almost 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and about 17 now.
It'll be 2nd down and about 16.
Yeah, just nice little play to get them almost back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're halfway there. 2nd and 16 now. Handoff again off the left side.
Carry by number 87, Cy Reno.
And Kai Reno, the big tight end, gets a carry that time. Kind of an H-back player for Highland. Can play fullback and tight end. That doesn't go for much. Just a yard, and 3rd down and 15 now. 5:45 to play here before halftime. 14-7 Highland lead. Tight end to the bottom of your screen. 3 receivers up top. Hymas rolling out, has time, fires a laser that's caught for the first down on the far sideline. All the way over on the opposite side of the field was Ridge Barella for the first down.
Ridge Barella with a nice move out there to create some separation, and heads-up play to be up there.
They're going to say he was a yard shy. I thought he had it. Now it's 4th and 1. They're going to line up and try and push the pile. Hymas on the sneak. Pocatello thinks they've got the stop. Let's see. All of a sudden, I thought it was enough for the first down. They marked it back a yard shy. Highland hurried up to the line to try and sneak it on 4th and 1. And did they get it? Pocatello says no.
And they didn't get it.
Wow, they get denied.
Ball was spotted just short. But the turnover on downs. The Thunder have it, 1st and 10.
So Highland gets denied on 4th down. They tried a QB sneak with Drew Hymas and didn't get it. The ball gets turned back over to Pocatello with 5:25 to play here before halftime. And the Thunder down 14-7. Pitch out to Riken Echo Hawk. Trying to jump ahead for what he can. Will get a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and about 8.
Freddie Williams landed on the tackle.
Yeah, and Highland tried to quickly snap that and just didn't get enough. But we'll see what Pocatello can do here with the remainder of the second quarter. Pocatello will get the ball back at halftime, too.
Pocatello did kick off to start the contest tonight. Second down and 18, or second down and 8. I'm still used to the penalty yardage from that last drive for Highland. Hunter May on the quarterback keeper will take it ahead for a couple more. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 now for the Thunder. 3rd down and call it 4. 4:20 to play here before halftime.
Is it because Highland doesn't have the digital markers, Brandon? Is that?
Yeah.
We got too used to the digital markers.
Yeah, those
week.
digital markers look nice, right?
Yeah.
For sure. 3rd down and 4 for the Rams. Trying to get a stop defensively here. Pocatello trying to pick up the first down. They will try a sweep play with Parker Smith out of the slot. Actually, that is Parker Applington. I got my Parkers mixed up there. Parker Applington slipped on the play, gets only a yard, and it's going to be 4th down for the Thunder.
And I don't know, to me it just seems crazy that he slipped. The field just looks pristine. You know, sometimes you see that when it's all chopped up and over the course of the season, but.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, it rained a lot here yesterday, so who knows if it dried out or not. End over end punt taken by Ridge Barella at the Pocatello 48-yard line. So Highland's going to have great field position here with 3:17 to play before halftime and leading 14-7. This is a big drive for both sides because Highland gives up the ball to start the second half. Well, if they're up 2 scores, they feel a little better about that. And conversely for Pokey, if they get a stop here, you know, they get the ball to start the second half. They could be right back in it.
Yeah, and just kind of a moral victory for the Pocatello defense since, I mean, they've been on the field most of this quarter.
First down. Hymas keeper gets about 5.
And that's the nice thing about Hymas is he can get out there and run. If that pocket breaks down, he's a pretty good, he almost could be a running back sometimes when you watch him play.
That's right.
Pass by Hymas is incomplete. Intended for Cyreno.
Complete pass to Reno there, the tight end.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Just a little behind him.
So 3rd down and 5 now for the Highland Rams. And again, we're having some technical hiccups here, folks. Thanks for being patient with us. Take you behind the scenes of how we do games. We require internet or a cell phone, tower, and Everybody is on their phones here at the game tonight, which jams up what we're trying to do. And holy smokes, speaking of jammed up, a vicious hit delivered at the end of that play. That was a big hit on Ridge Barella by Cutter Stuckey. And now they're going to separate the two sides here in the Black and Blue Bowl, living up to its name a little bit, Sean. Holy cow, that was a good hit.
That was a big hit, and flags flew, helmets flew, maybe some shoes, I don't know, but wow.
Yeah, that was a wild play to be sure.
Good news is he's up and fine.
And so again, big catch made by Ridge Barella of Highland, and then an equally big hit delivered by Cutter Stuckey at the end of the play by Pocatello. Now, penalty flags have come out. I'll be interested to see what the call is here, Sean.
I mean, the first flag, I thought maybe they're going to say helmet to helmet because he kind of went down the Highland defender, kind of went, or excuse me, the Pocatello defender went down, but yeah, they're going to have to check him in the tent, Barella.
Yeah, Ridge Barella, we talked about, 5'8", slippery guy, but not big by any stretch, and took a big, big pop at the end of that play.
And then there was some pushing and shoving, obviously, at the end of that, and the other flags came out. And yeah, the Pocatello coaches came all the way out, and I couldn't quite see what else happened. There's too much going on. And the referee's hat went off. Usually when they run out of their flag, they throw their hat.
That's right. If they see two penalties on the same play, we'll get it all sorted out here. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Pocatello, or targeting, on Pocatello. Then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Highland. And I bet and an ejection from the game as well against Highland. Wow.
Yeah, there's no number.
This happened with one player from Utah at the Rocky Mountain Rumble up in Madison. And the refs were mic'd up there, so I was able to hear right away who it was. I guess we'll just have to keep an eye out to see which player leaves the premises. And we're thinking maybe...
Man, I don't
want to identify a guy until I know for sure. But
especially if they're...
we'll wait. We think we know who it is, but we'll wait and see. But so, again... Ridge Barella makes a great catch on a pass deep over the middle. Targeting is the call on Cutter Stuckey of Pocatello as he delivered a vicious hit at the end. And then Highland took exception to that. There was some shoving. Actually, a couple of Pocatello coaches came out to kind of separate the two sides, which was good on them to do that. But then, one of the Highland players that was in the scrum ends up getting ejected from the game. And it is Dallas Call, junior offensive and defensive lineman. So Dallas Call gets ejected from the game for, in his mind, sticking up for his guy. But again, you have to be careful with that. And after all of that, it'll be first down for Highland with the ball right at the Pocatello 30-yard line. Up the middle this time, and not much doing there.
Looks like Highland was able to fall back on
The
that.
ball came out for a moment. Highland jumps back on top of it. It's a gain of 1 to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, with all that being said, Highland's still in great shape and could score here before halftime, like we talked about. Could be the difference, going ahead too, and Pocatello getting the ball back at halftime.
Handoff ball came out again, goes right into the hands of Hymas. Right place, right time, and Hymas is able to pick up 9 on that carry. So the ball was fumbled. Hymas is able to pick it up off the grass and make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, it could have been disastrous. And Hymas is able to get up some positive yardages out of that play. Nice little spin move at the end as well.
3rd and 3 now for the Rams. Offset I formation, the pitch out. This is Riddle. He's blown up in the backfield. Big hit delivered that time by Cash Stuckey of Pocatello. So each member of the Stuckey family delivering big hits. Cutter and now Cash, and it's 4th down.
And yeah, last year at this time, you know what would happen 4th down in here for the Rams.
The winner of the half
probably would kick a field goal.
Is Jason Height. Jason Height go down to the field at the 50-yard line at halftime.
So 4th down and about 5 here for Highland. Timeout called by the Rams to talk it over.
I want to recognize the Bell Oral Surgery and Westmark Credit Union as sponsors of Highland.
So we're back here at Iron Horse Stadium. 14-7, Highland leads Pocatello by 7 with 41 seconds to go here before halftime. It is a 4th and 5 for the Rams. And we'll see if Highland is able to draw something up here on 4th down. I formation. Bootleg. Hymas has it. Will dump it off in the flat. That is caught by the tight end inside the 20, down to the 19 for a Highland 1st down. Little waggle play works to perfection. Nice grab. Trying to see who caught that.
I believe it was the tight end.
Helpful.
Reno.
Kai Reno, thank you. I believe it was one of the receivers, Sean said.
No, I said tight end. The tight end.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Now Highland spends their 2nd timeout of the half. We're down to 33 seconds to play here before halftime.
I hear that Reno name and I think of that show, you know, like Reno 911.
Well, hey, on 4th down, if you're not going to cover him, might need to dial 911, get some more assistance. Try and stop. That was a bad. Well, anyways, I tried.
Not too bad.
I'm getting a thumbs up from Joel. He has to do that because he's the new guy. 1st and 10 now for the Rams. They'll have 1 timeout left, Sean, with 33 seconds to go. That doesn't mean they exclusively have to pass, right? We've seen Riddle score tonight from 22 yards out and from 50 yards away. So I think pretty much anything in the Highland playbook is still on the table here.
Yeah, and they really haven't went to the air too, like anything really too big, so might catch them off guard here.
1st and 10, Hymas all day, throws high, and was it intercepted in the end zone? I think they're going to say it hit the ground. 2 Pocatello DBs in the neighborhood, and now 1 a little slow to get up.
A little bit of a weird pile up there. Hope those guys are okay.
That's Carson Christensen who came up a little slowly. The pass was high that time, though, and Pocatello nearly got the pick.
Yeah, that would have been huge. Just tipped off the Highland receiver, and it was kind of the case. Two Pokey players ran into each other, kind of making it hard to catch. One of those, mine.
Hymas rolling out, throws incomplete again. It'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Rams.
Bring up 3rd down.
So Highland just kind of a little off book here. Just not seem to have the timing set on some of these plays here in the red zone. "20 seconds left.
Third and 10. Pitch out, wild pitch. That's a live ball. Highland's got a fall on it. Back at the 25-yard line. Now it's 4th down. Boy, an option play on 3rd and 10 with 12 seconds to go before halftime. Risky call to be sure. Highland glad they jumped back on top of it. And now we'll see if they try a field goal here. Last year, no-brainer with Ian Hershey. He's now punting mostly at Idaho State. Hasn't had a chance to kick too much yet, but dual kicker and punter now for the Bengals.
Yeah, if Highland could, get it over the 50, they're pretty much in range with Hershey.
So this might be a situation where they keep the offense out there, and it looks like they are going to try the field goal here. The new kicker for Highland this year is Jamison Francis. This is from the 18-yard line, a 35-yard field goal. That was partially tipped at the line, and that is short.
Kick is no good.
And so Pocatello will get it back with 8 seconds to go here before halftime. So Jamison Francis, a 35-yard field goal try. Line drive kick was tipped at the line by one of the Pocatello rushers, and Highland turned away, so it will remain 14-7 with 8 seconds to go here before halftime.
Nice job by the Pocatello defense to get some hands on that ball. With 8.9 seconds left, will Pocatello try to do something here?
Handoff left side, and that will probably take us to the halftime break. So halftime here at the Black and Blue Bowl, Gate City Game Night on IdahoSports.com. It is Highland 14, Pocatello 7. We'll be right back on IdahoSports.com.
So, what do you like about looking ATM refunds and loan discounts? A value of about $1,100 per year.
Your home team, when local matters. Valley Office Systems, your local provider for all things office. Copiers, printers, office furniture, and document management. Proudly serving Idaho since 1974. Valley Office Systems.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
All right, I put this on one check. Is that okay? Draw?
That was fast and secure. It's Mobile Wallet from Lookout Credit Union.
Your home team, when local matters. Valley Office Systems, your local provider for all things office. Copiers, printers, office furniture, and document management. Proudly serving Idaho since 1974. Valley Office Systems.
It is halftime here at Iron Horse Stadium. Gate City Game Night presented by Lookout Credit Union on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney, Sean Kane, Joel Richardson with you at halftime. The Highland Rams on top of the Pocatello Thunder, 14-7 in a very defensive-oriented game. And halftime festivities taking place. The marching band from Highland just performed, and now we're getting ready to bring you a new twist to Pocatello School District games this year. It's a halftime punt, pass, and kick competition. There's the first punt from our competitor. It's going to roll out to the 22-yard line. Basically, you get a punt, you get a throw, and then wherever that throw lands, that was a pretty good one. That's going to take a bounce up to the 41-yard line, and that is now where he will have to kick from. So it'll be a 57-yard field goal try for our competitor. $200 on the line. If he can make this kick. What do you think, Sean?
It could be a little difficult.
Oh, a line drive kick just shy. So it ends up being no dice, but a good try there from our competitor. And there it is, the punt, pass, and kick competition. Lots of punts, passes. Well, not too many passes and kicks in this first half. 14-7 the score, Sean. This is kind of what we expected coming in, right? Two really strong defensive units, and the offenses have had a hard time finding room to work.
Yeah, both defensive units have just been really well, just done a really good job at stopping at crucial points on third downs, or, you know, they haven't, either side really hasn't given up a lot of third downs. So, you know, Pocatello's defense spent most of the second quarter on the field, and I thought did a good job keeping Highland out of the end zone.
So as we get ready for the